Ladies and gentlemen, hello. This is Vangelis. I got some blind bag Ninja Turtles. I got these while I was in BC, and I tried to use a code list to get all the villain ones and skip the turtles. The code list for these Ninja Turtle things are pretty nuts because there's like different code sets, at least like two or three of them. And I'm terrible at codes, as has been proven in past with Mega Bloks when I failed to get things that I thought I was pulling. So we'll see if I pulled it off this time and actually got the villain figures. You'd think this would be as simple as looking at a code list while looking at pouches in a Toys R Us, but, you know, then things happen and life is difficult, and I have no excuse. I'm just terrible at that level of parsing of simple things. This Krang is deformed and squishy. Real deformed and real squishy. And real out of focus. But I kind of dig it. I think. I mean, I kind of dig it, and I'm also kind of like, wow, this is about as good as the Playmates one. But then, you know, maybe that's fine. Like, it's a Mega Bloks figure. I don't know if I should be expecting something better, especially for a little $3 thing. But this is the Krang Robot. Well, Krang Robot body. So I'm 1 for 1 so far in successfully reading a list of codes and applying them to what I'm doing. That deformed Krang's making me wigged out. Like, I'm gonna cover that part up. I don't know if I can even fix that. This little dude got pulled from the mold real wrong. Anyway. The Krang body certainly is not as posable as anything else in this lineup. Like, the Nicktoons Turtle Mega Bloks minifigures are not as posable as the classic ones. But, I mean, he has a ball-jointed head. That makes me happy. That's like 60% of the emotion that I'm looking for right there. But this little dude does not have... I actually don't know which way his weapon goes, because I'm a super fan. He doesn't have, like, universal shoulders or anything like that. So, makes for a simpler construction. Makes for a much more unique-looking minifigure body, that's for sure. But also much more boring and Lego-like one. He does have this mutagen base, though. So someone made the right decision. Can he? Okay, I thought for a second his feet were too close together to actually fit onto the peg system, and I was going to say this ain't cool. But we're 1 for 1. Let's see if we're 2 for 2. One of these should also be the Four-Armed Ninja, because I don't know, I've not had immense trouble finding the Four-Armed Ninja. This isn't the Four-Armed Ninja. This is Shredder, though, so I'm still 2 for 2. And I think is there a throwing star in there? No, that's just a spot of light. Similar to a throwing star when thrown the right way. But this is the Shredder. Maybe I'll try to get his hips on first. The Four-Armed Ninja, I heard tale on Twitter that thing was real hard to find. But in practice, I found he's not real hard to find. I don't know if I'm doing something different than everybody else. But I have not had trouble identifying the Four-Armed Ninja. I'm also glancing at the instructions now again. I just want to make sure I'm putting his belt on the right way. It seems that I am. Not sure if that's supposed to snap or not. Like, does it snap now, or does it snap when the torso goes on? It feels like it's slotting in, at least. So let's see if we get a satisfying snap at this point, at this juncture. Putting the legs on was probably not the right idea right away. There's no satisfying... Oh, okay. So there was a pop when it came apart. The instructions imply that belt is supposed to go over top of the loin piece that goes over the hip balls. Which is in reverse to how... Oh, there we go. There's the snap. That's in reverse to how I'm used to doing it, if I recall correctly. I mean, I only built a foot soldier about 48 hours ago. So, you know, that's well outside of the realm of recent memory at this point. Does the chest thing go in the front or the back? That's in the back. Get that armor on there. I don't really want to get the party wagon set that the normal Shredder comes with, because it's like, in Canada, like $35-40. I just wanted to see what the Shredder felt like in hand, what the finger feel was like, if you will. So this is the next best thing. I'm way behind on Nicktoons. I really like it, but I've only watched part of Season 1, because it just fell off my radar for a while. And I've been hearing how good it is, so I want to get back to it. So I'm not sure if Shredder is supposed to be clear red at any point in the show. I'm not sure if that's something that takes place or occurs in the show. But I'm also noticing that Shredder he's got what usually comes with a Mega Bloks minifigure, and then this dude's got he's got a 4x2. Doesn't feel fair. Nonetheless, I'm 2 for 2. I bumped the camera and I'm 2 for 2. It's how we roll here on the VC Vangelus channel. So this thing's bulky. I'm going to guess this is the Four-Armed Ninja if I'm, in fact, still on track with codes equaling what they're supposed to equal. Is it the Four-Armed Ninja? I've artificially oh, it's not the Four-Armed Ninja. I can tell right now. Alright. This is why I recorded this. I wanted video proof that I would have at some point failed to follow one of the codes. Excuse me. My throat just tried to strangle me live on camera for this cock-up. I got Donatello, and he is one of my favorites. Well, he's one of my favorites. Among the pantheon of Ninja Turtles, indeed, Donatello is one of my favorites. I've never actually looked at how the turtles go together, so I don't know what way this goes. Let's match this up to the instruction sheet. Anyway, this means I have, yes, successfully failed to follow a simple code sheet, as is my way. Perhaps even as is my want. I don't know if this is going on the right way at all. I did hear something about these blind bag Nicktoon turtles, which is that apparently they're... Is this really for real the way this is supposed to go on and around this guy? Is that their heads are terrifyingly tight on the ball socket joints to the point where it feels like they are going to just shear the ball off the socket. So I guess we'll find out about that in a second. First I'm going to get his legs on. Let's do it. I wonder which one I thought this was. Now, I probably could have checked the code when I still had the bag nearby, but I tossed it to one side, and I don't remember which one it is. But I mean, this does give us a moment of absolute terror, as you can see, an eyeless Ninja Turtle who still has two little eye sockets. That's just freaky. That's weird. Because these blind bag turtles have got expressions on their faces, because they're all full of joy or love or, you know, other such things that turtles tend to feel. How does this go on? I was assuming this would just sort of snap over, but it's not playing nice with those eye lumps. And oh yeah, that I can already see the plastic of that neck joint stressing a little bit. Like the stem of the ball joint was twisting there, not the head on the ball joint. So yes, these are terrifyingly tight. If I can get that back off, I'll see if I can sand it down. But he's got his stick. Can we stick it in back here like on the classics, guys? Looks like it. Alright, there we go. Storage. Well, I won't be 4 for 4, but let's see if I'm 3 for 4. Some kind of foot ninja had best be in here, or I will have really done well. It's a foot ninja. Hooray. Okay, it's the normal foot ninja. That's good, because, like... Oh, right, he also comes with this picture of a teenager. Here you go. Enjoy. Anyway, I was hoping that I'd have the single foot ninja, because... Spoiler alert! I randomly bought one of these thinking it was Shredder some weeks ago, and it was the four-armed foot ninja. So, this is the second time now I've failed to read a code. Last time it went super well. This time, not so much. But let's get that foot ninja assembled and see how he do. So I'm guessing I want to get this thing all down in here. Whoa! I think the plastic is split on this thing back here. See that? Weird. Well, let's see if this fits together at least. This is the least going together foot ninja. Alright, there we go. It worked. So we'll get him put together. And then, I'll have completed my goal, which is to get the Nicktoons villain minifigs. And to also be in focus at some point. That would be great. I like the Nicktoons Foot Ninja design a lot, actually. I'm bummed out that they ended up with the T-800 arms where there's no elbows. I mean, no one in the Nicktoons line has elbows, as far as I know. But these dudes, if they had elbows, man, I would mass buy these along with the purple classic one. I think these look cooler, 100 times cooler than the '80s foot soldiers. I do know from experience that you could probably swap in an elbowed forearm on here. And as far as gray ones, what comes to mind immediately is Rocksteady. But then it crossed my mind, yeah, if I just keep buying a Rocksteady or 2 Rocksteadies, in the case of the robot, for every Foot Ninja, then I'll be totally set. And then I realized how dumb that idea sounded in like every way, shape, or form. But yeah, here's my villain team. Secret Villain Donnie, and then his League of Cohorts. Thanks for joining me as I open some things. We'll be back very soon with something that isn't a video about opening things. Because it's in the schedule. It's the next video. It's not something about opening things. Unrequited love!